And parents of the kidnapped students of the College of Forestry Mechanization in Kaduna State have stormed the Federal Capital Territory seeking federal intervention for their release. Our Rice correspondent Punari Mamfeintola tells us more.
I was pregnant and I trained it for 27 years old.
Mothers of the kidnapped students couldn't hold back their tears. It is 53 days now since their children were taken away by bandits. 39 students were abducted and 10 were released, but 29 are still in captivity. The parents say the kidnappers are asking them to pay 5 million naira for each child. They are now calling on the Nigerian government to secure their release.
Information we had from one of the released students says that it is the kidnappers, the bandits that brought them to the road, hand them over to the taxi driver who brought them to the military checkpoint, and then they drove them only for the military to drove them to their army hospital. And from there, we just had an announcement that the military recovered. We are happy, but if the military have done that, let the military go and rescue the remaining one.
One of the kidnapped students who was released shared his ordeal.
Our parent was able to pay the money. By them, they now released. From there, they were able to release us. Since we were there, they pay money before they release us. We were sitting down, then from there they now came to point out that they were pointing us. Then from there they pick us under their machine. Then from there they take us out from there.
Some human rights groups say the Nigerian government has failed the citizens.
I'm not here to appeal to the government. Don't get me wrong. The government has failed. The Nigerian government has failed the Nigerian people. It is up to the Nigerian people to decide how long they want to continue to tolerate this failure. It is up to you. And it doesn't matter. Don't be afraid of security agents. They themselves have failed. Soldiers are getting kidnapped. Colonels, they go and pay ransom. A DSS guy was kidnapped. They paid ransom and they killed him after that. Nothing happened.
The protesters want the National Assembly to intervene and prevail on President Buhari to secure the release of the students.
You have come to the right place. The parliament belongs to you. It belongs to the people. And therefore, any genuine complaint that is made peacefully by all citizens of this country should be given attention by the parliamentarians.
The protest comes amid threats by the abductors of students of another institution in Kaduna, the Greenfield University, to kill the 17 students still in their custody if the government fails to pay a ransom of 100 million naira. Punari Mamfeintola, Arise News.
Friday, SANI is one of the parents with two of his children still being held hostage. He joins us now on the program. Friday, good evening and welcome to Newsnight. Now, let's start from what your experience has been. I can't even remember the number of days that all those young people have been kidnapped up until now. And I understand you do have two of your own kids amongst those who are still being abducted yet to be released. What's been the experience and what has been the response from government in your state?
Yeah, good evening and thank you for having me. It has not been easy. The children were adopted on the 11th of March this year, and since then we have been passing through a serious trauma. We've gone through a lot. It has not been easy. Not only me, every child matters, be it two or one. It really matters, and all the parents are passing through a very serious pain at this moment, most especially when it looks as if the government is doing nothing about your case. We ask ourselves question, why is Apaka case different? Why is Apaka case different? because we note that before Afaka incident here in Kaduna, about 11 people from 2 families were adopted at the International Airport staff quarters. 4 days to that of Afaka, and they spent only about a week and 4 days, and they were released. Before Afaka or Kaduna's case, we have the issue of Kagara, we have the issue of Jangebe, we have the issue of Kankara. All these places never last beyond 1 week. But that of Afaka became so worried, we became so worried about it that our own government, we paid deaf ear to the cry of parents who have gone on the street of Kaduna to protest. Or are they actually pretending that they didn't see that the parents of Afaka adopted children protested? We protested, we addressed press, and the whole world heard about it. But it looked as if the government from the at the federal level, the state, down to even the institute,
well,
pretend.
Mr. SANI, we do understand how you're feeling for the fact that you do have your children in the hands of these captors, but most of the states that you are calling and all of these places where we've seen abductions, this was not Kaduna State, because the Kaduna State government actually released a statement that they do not negotiate, be it with terrorists or even bandits. But let's speak to you real quick right now, because there's this report about a particular student that was released on Saturday after allegedly his mother paid a ransom of 20 million naira. And from the reports that we're gathering, we hear that these abductors have been negotiating with parents individually. Can you confirm to us that they've probably reached out to you to say, okay, bring XYZ amount of money to get your children back? Can you confirm to us that this is the true situation of things right now?
Yeah, the issue you just mentioned, the issue of Greenfield University children that were adopted after hours. Yes, one of them was released today because the parents paid the ransom. And back to our own case, yes, after waiting for the government of the state, waiting for the federal government to respond to their demand, and they couldn't get anything from them, they resort to calling individual parents of Federal College of Afaka students to come and pay the ransom of 5 million naira each for their children, if you will get your children. And that call was also followed with a threat. And the threat is that it's either they kill the boys among them, and then they will marry out the girls. We are not finding it easy, because you see your daughters, you see your son being killed. Nobody will be happy about that. But the matter is, yes, we are being called upon that we should come forward and pay the ransom of 5 million each. Where we became more worried is that these children, when you look at the status of their parents, including myself, we know that it is very difficult. It is a difficult thing for us to meet up with that demand. And that is why you are calling on the government at all levels to come to the aid of the parents, because these people really mean business. We became more worried when we heard that some students at Greenfield were killed. We don't know what would happen to our children now. That's why we have to move out immediately.
Okay, Friday, I was just going to ask then that in terms of what happened today, you had a demonstration, the media came, they covered. Did you get any any impression that government heard you, apart from what will be seen on TV. You went to the National Assembly. Did you get any response from anybody in government?
Yes, I must first of all thank the leadership assembly. Before we take a decision to come to the National Assembly, we have written to the Director General of Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria through the provost of the college that we, the parents of the adopted students, are giving the Director General of the Forestry Research Institute, in the person of Professor S.O. Adepoju, 72 hours to get our children released, or else we will go to the National Assembly to cry out for help. And I want to say that since that time, on Tuesday last week, we submitted that letter. Since Tuesday today, the Director General did not respond to the letter to us or through the provost to us. So, and the time elapsed on Thursday last week. We now decided to move to Abuja yesterday and take our protest to the National Assembly. And today, we were so overwhelmed because we thought that we won't get any response from the National Assembly. But there at the National Assembly, the deputy clerk to the assembly met us to deliver the message from the speaker, from the Senate President and the Speaker respectively to us, which we were actually impressed about. And we make also our position known to them. We are appealing to them that they should do something fast, call all the relevant stakeholders to order, most especially the Minister of Environment, the Director General of Forestry Research Institute, and the Provost. That something should be done fast. And not only that, at the time we return to our vehicles, we got a call that the House have sent a high-level delegation to us to speak with us, and four of them came. And,
Mr. Friday, SANI, we're hoping and praying that, beyond the protest today, that beyond all the talks, we get to see the release of not just your children, but everyone being held in captivity. Friday, SANI, there, who's got 2 children being held by bandits. Of course, they were abducted in that school in Afaka, Kaduna State.